Hi everyone, it's Evelyn from Twin Flames 3344. I have a Divine Feminine twin reading for you today, as well as oracle cards at the end, and I have my my sand art as well. So I'm going to get right into it. It's a beautiful day here. It's sunny out. It's October 22nd, 2018. So of course the 22nd is the Fool. It's the 22-4 of stability, structure, building. It's the beginning of manifestation. But it's also the Fool. He's seen just as he is, even though he's the Fool. He's authentic. And the day adds up to 43-7, which is very spiritual, of course. It's the 3 of joy on the inside and self-expression, and then the 4 of stability and responsibility, being seen as someone you can count on the outside. And this energy today reminds me very much of my son, the 43 and the Fool, because he is very much his authentic self, and he's a 43 soul number. So I love that was the combination of numbers today. So that's the 4 and the 7s. It's a very structured but spiritual, and we're going to get into it. I'm going to get right into the sand art. A lot came up again. I was surprised because I did it last night and I review it initially, and then I wait to have a fresh look in the morning to see if there's any more messages that come through, and there's a lot that came up in this sand art, which was kind of interesting. Whew. There's a little bit of stress. I mean, can everyone take a deep breath? And holding it always helps lower your heart rate, and it can bring some heat into your core as well. So in the sand art today, I saw a crab leg. I also saw the Divine Masculine flexing his left arm muscles, so the feminine side, and holding his own heart in his hand. Also with spine pain, specifically getting the wings and lower back, but that it's releasing, especially to the lower back. I got Follow the Yellow Brick Road to the Emerald City, as well as the Emerald City being very filled with emotions. I saw a giant ant, which reminded me that I haven't had ants all year since I redid my kitchen floor. And recently I saw one ant come back, and then it was yesterday, the day before, there were 4 ants came to visit me, and I'm like, what the heck? I didn't tell you could come back with 4. But they haven't been around. They just come back like to say hi, and then they go away. I don't know where they go, but they don't bring any more ants in. So this big ant was in my sand art today. I also saw a liver again, storing emotions of the Divine Masculine. And that's also related to alcohol. I also saw a pilot. And I got ground control to Major Tom. And this pilot sees his own liver issues, and I see him floating. I also saw ski races and Eskimos. I saw eggs being hatched, as well as 2 chevrons pointing north. Layers revealed, showing the symphony of how everything is orchestrated, is synchronized across the world, and how we all affect each other. I don't know what it's called, you know, like a dance of lights where it's like really chaotic, but it's all synchronized perfectly. I don't know how to describe that, and Spirit's connecting with me. And then I was getting slaloming related to this as well, going back and forth, like, you know, like the Kerplunk game, you know, where you drop something in and it goes through all the different avenues to get down. But imagine a whole bunch of those being dropped and happening all at the same time. It's like the synchronization of that, through back and forth through the different cycles. There I saw struggles, a tug of war, and some children maybe freaking out. I saw a crab that lost its shell, so it had no shell on it, it was just the crabs, exposing the spine fully. And I got a long road to Avalon. I saw a dog with a black nose, completely black, and mouth, maybe a shepherd. And then I was getting Trojan horse and enemy fire. So with the Trojan horse, if you're not that familiar with the Trojan horse in medicine, be careful how people approach you. Because someone who's very sweet on the outside could be just trying to get in so that they can get you. Okay, that's the Trojan horse. So just be aware. No fear, just being present and aware. And if you come in across any drama, especially family drama, that kind of thing this time of year, don't let it in. You know, if someone triggers you and you need to leave, leave. That's and I'll get into that with the read, the energy harvesting, not only of between the divine feminine and divine masculine, but of family and friends who may drain your energy as well. So that'll come up in the read. But I also got collapsing of the Akashic records, affecting tendons and ligaments. I also saw bats in a vacuum. So I don't know if somebody's bat might have gotten stuck in a vacuum cleaner as well. But I saw chaos, and then that show of lights in harmony. It was really beautiful. Chaos in harmony. And it reminded me of Close Encounters of the Third Kind too, when the lights come and the ETs communicate with us. I saw, and spirits connecting with me, dragonfly. I saw big teeth. I saw huts. Oh, I just thought of Gilligan's Island, so maybe that needs to come up for someone. Multiple waterfalls moving together like that symphony, again with music and light. Like the sand through the hourglass, the days of our lives, and I was getting the times of our lives, and actually I got a strong connect when I got that. Like the sand through the hourglass, the times of our lives go by quickly. I got, I wrote down Dutchman, and then accordion, and simple life, because I couldn't think of what I was thinking of, and shorts, you know, a man who's wearing shorts, and then I was getting the yodeler. Okay, so that if that resonates with someone, let me know, but I was definitely getting this yodeler, but it's also about the simple life. I was also getting a court jester, which led me back to fester again. So something might be festering, but there might be a court jester. You might have a relative who's like Fester, but he's like the court jester, you know, he's funny. Also, I see a magic performance, you know, a professional, a great, like I saw a grand, like wizard in the middle, like on a hilltop with wings or a big cape. I also saw someone sitting in the palm of a hand. So like it might be a literal big hand that someone sits in, or a giant palm leaf, or sitting in a goddess or god chair. So, and that came up, and and then a dog next to someone sitting in this kind of chair, but the dog's sitting there bored. And, but the chairs, the god and goddess chairs reminded me of when I was in the south of France, because we came across the stone chairs there too for who is it, Horace and I can't remember. My brain just dumps everything. It's very hard for me to retrieve names sometimes. If I say things incorrectly sometimes I think something and another word comes out and I don't even realize it till I listen back, and I don't always listen back to everything. So let me know if I make a mistake, and I apologize ahead of time if I do. I also saw, and I meant to look this up but I forgot, a big guy with a really small head that flies like Superman. Who is that? I can't think of that. But he's got like a pilot's cap on that's just kind of hanging. But he flies like Superman, but he's really big with a small head. Then I see the divine masculine taking others down with their wings. And actually more than one divine masculine, like their wings are connected, and the angels are helping them as well, but they're literally, I saw like him taking someone down, someone like really bad. He took down with his left wing actually. I also saw 3 scenarios, like the 3 waves, all the same but different. And I was getting one a valley, one a peak with strings attached. So someone, maybe one of the scenarios is being able to be at the top, but with strings attached. And then the third was a vacuum. So let me know if anything comes up for you. But the 3 scenarios, same but different. I saw a stove vent, like literally a nice vent that's above someone's stove. Also, I saw a reading lamp and a haunted slide, obviously for Halloween stuff. I also saw a dome on top of a mountaintop, and then for some reason I was getting Courmayeur. So if that resonates with anyone, let me know. I was also seeing the Divine Mother, and then at the end of it I saw Attila of the Hun. I see Attila of the Hun getting buried alive, and also gluttony was associated with this. I see him going down in flames. There could be a gas explosion, or ends up in one big... Oh, and this is not my download. This is exactly what I saw. Attila the Hun, literally, after he goes up in flames or in a gas explosion or whatever it is, he literally ends up as one big dick, which I wouldn't say that normally, but I had to tell you because it was so apparent in this sand, okay? A ton of testosterone emotion. But Attila the Hun was really intense, and when I saw Attila the Hun last night, I had to look him up to make sure the picture of what I was seeing, that was exact, that because Attila came up as soon as I saw the picture, but I just wanted to make sure I was remembering the right person. But yeah, he was very vicious. Then I saw a baby bird left alone, and another turns their back. And I was getting Attila the Hun had a friend, the pond scum. This is the one that turns the back on a baby left alone, like a baby bird. It could just be, you know, related to that. But I was also getting a home invasion of a couple where a wife and baby may be left alone because the father was defending them, but also possible a gas fire I was getting as well in a home. But I was seeing like a wife in bed, and then at the end the baby was left alone, but the wife was still there as well. Okay, I think that's all the sand art messages. So now I'm going to get right into the read. Oh, that's so funny because I watched the movie Little Birds last night, which is about two teenage girls. But and it was about two teens running away, so maybe somebody's daughters ran away. But it was about that, and then the baby bird being left alone. And really the movie had to do with, you know, girls feeling like baby birds, like not having really structured upbringing or not having much, being left out. You know, they were raised in a trailer park, that kind of thing. And then, of course, all the wounds that are created because of that. And when I did my meditation last night, I saw Hathor for the first time, the cow's head, as well as Thoth popped in, and he was being silly. So that's something new for me. I was introduced to them this past week, but I wasn't sure if I would be able to bring them in, but they definitely came in last night. And for those of you who aren't familiar, Thoth he's all about wisdom. He reminds me of, because I worked in a hospital, he reminds me of my doctor friends who were very Aquarian-like, you know, very scientifically minded, and just open to everything. That's what Thoth reminds me of. And just kind of free to be themselves, you know, goofy, like the mad scientist in a way. And Hathor is supposed to be the very just joyous and loving. So for the read today, and again, like I said, today is the Fool and 43-7, which is the Three of Cups. So that's all about celebration, coming together, but it's also about three-way situations, and it can be some gossip and that kind of thing. But it is about celebration mainly. That's its main meaning of coming together. Oh, also 2 nights came up for the read, so and 2 nights is the full moon, so it's very significant full moon, so it's coming up as a reminder again. And the 24 is the Queen of Wands, all right? So it could be the energy of the scorned Queen of Wands. Just saying. But the Divine Feminine read today, as I was just about to start shuffling, and I got Talk to Me Like Lovers Do by the Eurythmics, Annie Lennox. So if that resonates with anyone, let me know. But that was definitely coming through. And I had to look up Eurythmics because I didn't remember that song or that. So that was definitely a message coming in as I started to shuffle Divine Feminine cards. Also, I was guided to draw, a crease happened in my page, and I was guided to draw lines around it, and it's like the branch of a tree, like the naked branch of a tree, but also like an olive branch. But then when I went outside, my poor little jack tree, somebody, or the wind, I don't know, something broke off the top of the tree, and I don't know who did that, because something else had broken off some of his branches. So I don't know if it's animals or bugs or somebody. It could be a person as well. I don't know. But I'm showing this branch, the naked branch, which is very representative of the fall because the leaves all fall off. In the Divine Feminine, which was done, it was finished between 10:07 and 10:10 because I do some arranging of the underlying cards, and that's how some of my codes come through. The major arcana were the Tower, Ascension, Hermit, and the Emperor. Ascension is the World card in this deck, in the Syrian Starseed deck. The Hermit and the Emperor and the Tower, obviously. There were 3 swords, 2 pentacles, 2 cups, and no wands at all for the Divine Feminine today. The court cards were Knight of Pentacles, King of Swords, Knight of Swords, and the after card was the Queen of Swords. Okay, so a lot of swords energy, but it's really sword. Obviously, if 3 of the swords were court cards, it's about these people. So they could just be representative of, intellectuals, but also could be people in their head. So the number codes that came up today were 5, 7, and 12, as well as 10, 10, 27, and 322. Did I say 50? 50 came up as well. I loved the coding today. Some of the different things that came through in the coding were 50 total weight of the Divine Feminine inside the Divine Masculine, mastering 0 point, and becoming very good at ascension, with Jesus, or the Divine Masculine, erring to the left of 0 point, or to the feminine side, so as not to go into anger. Okay. I was also getting Hawaii twins, 7 master 0 point, good at ascension, again with the Divine Masculine or Jesus in pi, so self-union within themselves, and staying to the left, erring to the left of more feminine than masculine. Okay, so, and Hawaii coming up, I know Elizabeth is doing a trip in Hawaii, so I'm not sure if she has 7 people there, but that was coming up for me as well. So Hawaii twins, 7 master 0 points, so it's very good at, becoming very good at ascension with the Divine Masculine. Okay, so that was a nice omen for that, as well as, and this is my favorite, 50 First Dates and 50 Shades of Grey were coming up. It was like 50 First Dates versus 50 Shades of Grey, the vehicle by which the twins master ascension, or integration of themselves. So obviously 50 First Dates is about erasing the past, seeing each day as a fresh new day, a clean slate, and spirits connecting with me, as opposed to 50 Shades of Grey, which allows your shadow to hang around, right? 50 Shades of Grey. So you can either choose to hold on to the gray and the shadow, or you can choose to start each day anew and be fresh without the past. And it's all good. It's nothing's wrong or right. It's what's right for you. So you can choose that. Can you integrate your shades of gray and still stay at 0 point, or do you need to forget about the past completely so you can start fresh each new day? But remember, in 50 First Dates, she had to watch a film of her life every morning in order to get her up to date each day. so she'd know where she was. So it's about integrating all of that, allowing your shadow to come up so that you can become aware of it. Just know that it's there, and so that you can release it, so it doesn't control you. But I said to God, I said, oh, that's a good one. 50 First Dates versus 50 Shades of Grey. And I just hear, like, I know, or something. It was just really funny. Some funny comment. So the codes that I got when I put the coding in the system into the computer, I got Ultimate All-Stars Battle / Franchises. And that was /newideas.wikia.com. Also, down again, I don't know how many times this has come up for us already, and all of these sites that this comes up from are different websites. So the download from Maroon 5, Wake Up Call Right Now, came up again. But this time the site was go.oclasrv.com. The next code was Watch TV Shows and Movies Online, and that was --vidstem, VIDSTEM, and the site was us.streamlook.net. So there might be something about TV shows and movies online that you may find some kind of creative outlet through. Also came up logos, backgrounds, posters, and more for your TV shows, and TV was not in the coding, so it's very interesting that multiple TV type headings came up. So there's something about TV and writing for TV. Fan art TV was coming up, so showing you your different avenues of being creative. This was from Fan Art TV / or it's TV-fanart/A. And then another TV Select 10.27.13 by newspaper ISSU. And it was issuu.com, which is a digital publishing site. So that might be helpful for some of you who may want to publish. Then I got, and it was all in capitals and different varied smalls, but Princess FBI, fanfiction.net. And it said, hello my fellow character stalkers. I am a theater major. I act as I grew up in theater, and while I love to do it, my passion lies more in writing. Okay, so it's bringing up different creative avenues for you that maybe you haven't thought of, or maybe websites that you didn't know about. And again, another CBS TV shows came up. Canceled or renewed. TV series finales. So finales are coming up. Are we canceling or renewing? Are you renewing your pattern, or are you canceling it? Okay. And also under this came up, in this heading came up NCIS New Orleans Season 5 ratings from October 9th, 2018 of 2018 to 19 season. Week 3 season ratings, and it kept saying week 3 season ratings. It said 3 times, so times 3. Then I got an entry from Mel J 1701, and that was fanfiction.net. And what it said was author who's written, so the Mel J 1701 is an author who's written 21 stories for Jag, Roswell, Angel, West Wing, Harry Potter, Seventh Heaven, and Numbers. So Mel J 1701 may be someone who could help you. And then I got an entry for Paranoia Volume 2, Issue 5, Our Lady of Fatima, Espionage. And that was from scribe.com. That's SCRIBD.com. And it said, in November of 19, and it should have been 54, but it was like changing letters into numbers. So it said 19S4, but it was, I'm reading it as 1954. So in November of 1954, a Pawtucket, instead of Nantucket, it says Pawtucket, Rhode Island, couple alleged that someone from a second-story window, and then it didn't finish that sentence, and then 2 days later it says the child's body was found nearby. And again, in child it was CH3D''S, okay? But this is something about a child, it may just be, you know, it's a story, from Paranoia Volume 2. So it's not necessarily something real, but that's the message. In November of 1954, a Pawtucket, Rhode Island couple alleged that someone basically threw a child's body from a second-story window, and the child's body was found nearby. And then I got an entry for obituaries, and it just says the site was Your Life Moments, and it was obituaries for the last 7 days. So I don't know if someone's passed, but last 7 days was important to bring up. So for the read, and the main signs that I was getting for the read were Scorpio, Virgo, Taurus, Aries, and Pisces. So in your knowing as the Divine Feminine, in your floating, you have allowed your aloneness to come out, your shadow, your abandonment wounds, after clinging to the sorrow of the deception of the connection due to your own insecurities and lack of self-worth. That you can be vulnerable and sovereign, and both in your knowing. It also becomes apparent that the Divine Feminine may feel left out and all alone, but her destiny lives right behind her, where the Divine Masculine is feeling shame and guilt of the connection he couldn't see, where she is now sovereign and doesn't need him, so he thinks, as the Sphinx and Ra school him in alignment of pi and I and 0 point, and big pi and little pi for the Divine Masculine and the Divine Feminine. So the Sphinx and Ra are schooling him in these things and in alignment, and guides him just a little north of east. The northeast connection is the clue to the RX, to the cure, supported by water or emotions that are calm and free-flowing. The Queen of Cups is okay, but depression pops in here and there because you're not speaking your truth. As third party is left out, but it happens to be ahead of the game as far as dysfunctional family or loss of money, holding back passions, and or physical activities, and over isolating to learn what it is to be sovereign or in your knowing. Families and friends may also feel drained since you left. Now also you may be the middleman or woman for bringing the loving and the left out together, including the Divine Masculine's karmic for some. Very soon is the underlying energy that comes up for the Divine Feminine, and then I got humpback whale, so I don't know who that's for, but humpback whale came up. So very soon for the Divine Feminine. So clearly decide what you want, so you can have it. Trying to ride a bull in a china shop, the Divine Masculine now sees it for the performance that it is, as he turns left. It was all staged, and he exits stage left as the Divine Feminine, the Spirit's connecting, continues to purge the past. The karmic is also alone, thinking about him chasing women, potentially, with his status as king or Superman, and offering friendship to others at work, like Lois Lane. And then the underlying energy of domestic harmony comes up. So it's very important to find harmony at home, not only in your physical home, but within your heart. Okay? The Knight of Cups toasts the studious boy, well educated and alone, working all the time, saving, as spider webs form on piles of money, or spiders and mice hang out with him in the office at night, like Ben from Michael Jackson. Ben, the two of us need look no more. We both found what we've been looking for. Now, seeing his negative side and negative self-talk, and his giving side, wanting to share in a balanced way, conflict, competition, and arguments arise. As in his knowing, he comes out of isolation sovereign himself, avoiding disaster, was resisting love, and now needing to let go of false love, things outside himself to make himself feel worthy, to move forward and be humble and offer something practical, maybe even a proposal. The foundation for the Divine Feminine is being creatively stuck, left hanging by attachments to finding peace in shadow aspects of self, alone in the dark with the light. Centrally, the Tower comes up to get a handle on the truth of sexual energy and energy harvesting connected to family and family lineage attachments, implementing deliberation or non-judgment, because when you deliberate, you're not making a decision or judging. So, implementing deliberation on negative self-talk, no messages, or mean or immature messages and conversations regarding leaving a workplace or regarding not getting along with others at work or being a third party through work, sudden epiphanies about not only the exchange of energy between the Divine Masculine and Divine Feminine, but the family lineage of isolating one to harvest their energy for the good of the family, weakening one member who is strong to feed off of them so the rest of the family can do less. These family members may not even be aware they are doing this, but the underlying energy is service to self. The child does not owe the parent. The parent chose to love a child and protect them until they are able to love and protect themselves. You agree to teach and learn from each other, but ultimately are sovereign beings. Until you accept, and Spirit's connecting with me, until you accept your own shadow and allow that part of you to be loved, you keep yourself blocked. Bringing your shadow, your DNA and family lineage to your awareness allows you to release it. The challenge for the Divine Feminine is completing the cycle and going out into the world. The Empress is immune to those who would attack her or be jealous or insecure. Even those working to align and ignoring her, to forget her face, cannot block divine timing. The Empress has heaven in her eyes and a love message to send. Someone may be due in 4 months, 4 weeks, or 4 days. So someone might be having a baby. And any drama with family events coming up may be for energy harvesting purposes. Do not feed it. If you get triggered, get out. Get triggered, get out. Someone you know who's in a nightmare relationship or marriage of their own may need your attention or may want your attention just for your energy. This is for you to discern. Are you there to help these people, or are you there because they want to take your energy? Okay? You need to discern this, okay? You're in your power now. You should be able to do this by feeling into the situation, not with your head, but with your heart and your body. As your light shines very bright, and your Divine Masculine and Karmic see this as Cupid points his arrow at the Divine Masculine's head, or just the other couples around you will start noticing your light. Now the family drama. On your marks, get ready. Remember that the worst is over regarding lovers and vacillating. Family may see you as wanting a new life without love, or just with purging, because they don't understand why you'd want to purge. Alone with your light and conflicted about a bad man who only cares about money and doesn't care about you. Some family may start to understand the happiness and wisdom that comes from purging. They may start understanding what you've been going through, preferring solitude to conflict and fighting. For twins coming into union, family may judge them sweetly, or, don't forget the Trojan horse, they may seem sweet but actually be very judgmental. Discern the difference. Some others may be called to a new life, a new love, and or an experience, may experience a rejection in a nightmare home situation around the full moon. Cycles complete by detaching as third parties and or coming together with your twin using the keys you've been given. Soon, innocence, truth, death, and completion rule the day. As two are seen everywhere, After injustices of the past, of childhood wounds, of the twins, past returns without option, to the sham fam, the artificial family who isn't really happy, in order to deal with harsh truths that they haven't faced. The Divine Feminine is clear and exposed, with heaven in her eyes, healing and forgiving her relationship with God or Source, with herself, with the old establishment, and negative words that have been given to her from her past. The cards that came up for the Divine Feminine are Calling in Your Soulmate from Romance Angels, as well as Deception. So don't forget, this card is about someone's wearing a mask, and we are at Halloween. So you're probably guaranteed to run into some people with masks on, okay? It doesn't mean that someone in your realm is still wearing their mask. But they could be also. You could be going to Halloween parties or masquerade balls. Or someone may not be showing you their full self, which is okay. Allow it all. Around the Divine Feminine is the King of Swords, satisfied on his own, completing a cycle with a Queen of Wands reversed, who is secretive or not using their intuition, or she's told all his secrets, or vice versa. So this is between the King of Swords and the Queen of Wands reversed. The King of Swords wasn't being shown reversed. Only a working friendship stands between the Divine Feminine and the Divine Masculine. The Divine Feminine needs to clear blocks of 5D messages, of being the messenger of truth, of not expressing feelings, avoiding conflict, and blocks about men of passion, who you may have blocks about because you think they're going to use you. Financial discipline comes up for the Divine Feminine, is very important. But it's funny because the King of Cups blocks out part of the financial part and cuts it off, because you know the Divine Masculine always wants to be the breadwinner, right? And leaves the word Fina. But next to financial discipline is as karmic. The karmic and the King of Cups are Fine, okay? So it was partly because of that, because it was showing that the division of the karmic and the King of Cups. But also Fina is two things come up with that. Number one, it's the Fina administrates international competitions for water sports. All right, so this is the ultimate. The Divine Masculine's family is the ultimate in competition of water sports. Okay, emotional drama. So that was it was pretty funny that came up. And also, Fina is Final Fantasy at wikia.com, a young girl who emerged from an earth crystal with no recollection of her past, save for her name. So, except for her name. Fina's lack of general knowledge prompts her to act with the innocence and curiosity of a child, okay, which is why you start each day new and you let go of the past. The Divine Masculine and Karmics hold and offer Olympic medals in family drama and competition. The Divine Masculine feels like his turning his back on his Divine Feminine is what propelled her to shine his light, so he may take credit for it, but he also may feel frustrated now that he offered a false hand to her and now she holds the keys. Now the Emperor gives up the false hand to the karmic, standing up for the Queen of Swords in truth and transformation, excited to be in a happy family for real, as the Queen of Swords holds the truth above his head, hurt but strong and in her knowing, teaching and learning with the young, the faithless, the rejected, and those in need of opportunity. It's all good. Okay? So it's just learning it's all good, to allow it all. But stand in your truth and in your knowing. And let go of the past. Allow the shadow to come up so that you can release it. So don't get down on yourself for continuing to purge. You're still going to be purging. You're still going to be bringing up shadow. It's okay. You don't have to be perfect. No one is, okay? It's just allowing it when it needs to come. And when you have a break in that, you be your joyous self and you appreciate each day and have gratitude for the beauty that's in your life. So, and at that point, the train whistle started blowing like crazy. And that was at 12:24 to 25 today. Alone in your knowing and simultaneously waiting to know more, the hermit uses the light to climb the stairs and then lights the way for the King of Swords, working through the fires and drama to complete family cycle and send 5D messages and announcements to the rest of the family that the Emperor is giving up his false hand. He's showing his hand before the Queen of Swords pulls the trigger or cuts his heartstrings completely. Okay? And that was a bit of comedy at the end there, okay? All right, so I'm going to pull you some oracle cards now. So make sure to leave comments about anything that resonates with you or something else that might come up because of that. And thank you all for your likes, shares, subscribes, and comments. As usual, please do. And I'm going to pull from the Ascension deck first. And if you need anything from me, all my information is below, okay? I am having 10% off everything all this month in October for the Wheel of Fortune. And also I put my clearing video, the 57-minute clearing, it's Reiki, an activation video. I put it back down to $11 so it's more affordable because it's really good and I want you guys to have access to it and maybe learn to do your own clearing from it as well. So that's below as well. If you have any questions, just send me an email. Take a deep breath for the oracle cards. Alright, so from the Ascension deck, what is the advice today for everyone listening? Okay, we have the Moon at the bottom, and actually 3 cards wanted to come out. The Moon is 11, that's at the bottom. Okay. 11 is Justice, and the affirmation is, I listen to my divine feminine wisdom. And the feminine's been coming up a lot lately. The cards came out in this order. The Sphinx, which we talked about today in the read. Okay, that's number 20, Judgment, which also came up. The Sphinx energy has always been on Earth and watches over us. The High Priest Ra, which also came up in the read, brought it from Atlantis and placed it within the statue of the Sphinx in Egypt. You receive a charge of God force when you think about it, so relax and accept it now. The Sphinx contains the 5th dimensional records of Earth and the information within this crystal skulls. You're invited to visit the tunnel from the Sphinx to Hollow Earth, a portal of wisdom linked to the ascended aspect of Mars. From here, you can radiate peace and oneness throughout the universe. And the affirmation is, I connect to the God force within the Sphinx. So you may want to do that and meditate on that, or connect etherically, or you may want to look up information about the Sphinx, whatever you like. The second card that came up, and again that's 20 of 2, which is the divine, which is feminine energy and God energy. Okay, Mother Mary's aquamarine mantle, which is 52, which is the Queen of Swords, which also came up in the read. And aquamarine has come up recently as well. So Mother Mary's aquamarine mantle and Divine Mother came up in the sand art as well. The wondrous universal angel Mary radiates her high frequency aquamarine light throughout the universes. She spreads compassion, empathy, kindness, healing, and love. Mother Mary suggests you open your heart and offer everyone who touches your path these higher qualities. Then she will grace you by placing her aquamarine mantle in your aura. You're reminded that there is only love, so there is nothing to forgive. As you wear this mantle, you become a force for healing and light, and the angels will sing blessings over you. And the affirmation is, I wear Mother Mary's mantle of love and enfold others in it. Okay, so it's just about love. Love, kindness, empathy, and healing. And the third card came out was Isis. Okay, which is 38, which is the Queen of Cups. which is 3811, and 11 came up with the moon. 52 is a 7, so it's very spiritual, the feminine, through the 5 on the outside, which is very exciting and stimulating. It's change, expansion. And then Isis is the 8 of internal power, with the 3 on the outside of joy. Okay? Joy and expressing yourself, sharing with others. So this reads for Isis: illumined Master Isis was Ma-Ra in Lemuria. Isis, the high priestess of Atlantis, mother of Horus in Egypt, and Mary, mother of Jesus. She was always overlit by the universal angel Mary, who helped Isis pass her initiations and descend in each lifetime. This card reminds you of the power of the feminine. Face your challenges with equanimity and courage, knowing you're helped by angels. Keeping your light bright and your energy pure, no matter what, this will enable you to influence many on their ascension path. Remember, there's a greater plan, which came up in the read in dealing with family members, okay? To keep yourself pure. I face my challenges with calm and strength. Okay? So when you come into situations, stay present in your awareness and not fall back into the old traps, the old ways of dealing with your family members that you're so used to you don't even think of. So you need to consciously stay aware. Okay, very much all related. All right, now for the past life. Past life deck. Take another deep breath. Okay. Take another deep breath. What is the advice? What is the advice for everyone watching today? Okay. Bottom of the deck is wisdom. So we have the unicorn and his Excalibur, his horn. So I just saw my grandmother in the unicorn. So the card that came out is Greco-Roman. Okay, and since Attila the Hun came up and having to do with the Roman Empire, that might be something that you might want to feel into or look into. But the sun is breaking through, the light is taking over. The Colosseum of death and destruction. The light is breaking through the shadow, through the clouds. Spirit's connecting. You might want to feel into your Greek and Roman ancestry and that family lineage that needs to clear. Sacrificing the one for the whole. Literally, there's a hole. Okay? But allowing the sun and the light to shine through in wisdom and purity and the truth, Excalibur. I'm getting the Hound again. The Hound that I brought up the other day, what are they called? The, I'm blanking out. You know, the really tall, long ones with the long hair. That's coming up again as well. The purity. I don't know if it's a purity of breed, the pure breed, or just purity of spirit. So now I'm going to do Journey of Love. Take another deep breath. Clear and alive. Okay, so what is the advice for everyone watching? Okay, so we have at the bottom of the deck is the communal dance. So everyone coming together is number 5, expansion. It's the underlying energy. Okay. I was just getting amusement parks from this. So to play, that's the underlying energy. So it's also like, you know, the cutout people, you know, making a big circle all attached. That's in that card, around the vortex, around the heart, with the full moon out. Maybe we need to connect on the full moon around the world. Shifting universe, number 7. Okay, this is very much about music and symbols, signs and symbols. Okay. Codes. The shifting universe. Oh, and I was just getting, and that was beautiful. Alright, it's number 7, which is the Chariot. This can be very warlike, right? But it's also very deep and spiritual. Because it's the spirituality that comes out of pain. When I saw shifting universes, I literally just saw all the timelines. It's the timeline shift, but also all the timelines dancing like a beautiful ballet. And Spirit's connecting with me, but it was just really beautiful. It's like seeing all the timelines at once and them all collapsing into one in a beautiful dance as the universe shifts. I'm going to read that to you. And it's like stained glass windows of the church as well, letting the light in of all different colors. Okay, the shifting universes. You're blessed with an opportunity to change gears, to change your life, to jump on the fast train. You're invited to fling yourself on the repetitive treadmill way of life and into a dance through nature, to be utterly confused and delighted, to accept the way of the divine, trust even with its chaos, the instability that precedes all genuine creativity. So here it is, and Spirit's connecting. Your get out of jail free card. Your opportunity to make a mess and find what you didn't know you were looking for. You're being nudged, if you wish. Let yourself go down that strange path opening up before you without knowing what it is, even as you take your next step. Your universe is shifting, and stranger, more beautiful worlds are beckoned. Why not go where you haven't before? Or where you haven't been before? You'll find yourself there and realize you are more than what you once thought you were. This oracle has a message for you. If you're thinking of changing locations, jobs, houses, or attitudes, trying something new, especially if it's unusual for you, then the universe is supporting you. Now is the time to accept what you didn't expect. The dream. The taste and touch of you within. Thoughts linger on a sweet caress. You come to me, no sounds distract. The night's embrace of innocence. The artist's brush across my lips, the palette rich in colors deep, to flow with feelings now renewed, and blend as one, in breath and hue. Entwined our bodies bathe in love, and weep with longing's slow release. Emotions song and soft refrain, awaken dreams that never cease. So again, it's all part of the process. But to always allow your innocence to come through and never be afraid to try something new. To allow the beautiful and the pain, because from the pain is where the beauty comes from. Being able to see the contrast and the love and the beauty in each moment. Okay? So be open to everything that comes across your path by staying present and aware of each moment, so you don't forget and fall into your old patterns. And have fun. Do things you don't normally do, which I'm going to do. I don't usually get into Halloween, but I'm going to get dressed up we'll see how that goes. And go to a party. So you should do something you haven't done, or you don't usually do. And enjoy yourself no matter what it is. Okay? Make sure you drink your water. Get your rest. Go out and play. That's an order. And rise and be loved, guys. Have an amazing week. Sorry, I forgot to show you the read from today. Actually, let me turn this upside down so I can show it to you closer.